Welcome to another episode of Indigenous Survival. I'm your host, Jeff Gibson. Today I want to do like a little quick gill / dip net. What you want to do is, this one's big, but it works. Just a wide branch. I mean, I'm sure if you're out there, you can find something that looks similar to it. What I did was I stripped off most of the bark, and then I made these little, with my saw. Now you don't have to, but I like doing it on everything I make. Put these little grooves in here. It just helps bind the, gives your twine or any other cordage something better to hold on to. Okay, you don't have to, you can skip that. But like I said, I like doing it. I find it works better. And you may say, well, man, that's not really that great. Well, yeah, I left the ends. Allows me to jab it into the ground more. I could use this in conjunction with a dam. So if I dammed up some of the stream, I could put this into the water itself like this, take another stick, put it back here as a brace. Now with the net, when I make it, the water will still flow, but I can catch and hold the fish. They should get caught, or at least enough to where I can grab it. Now, with that being said, like that, comes in handy, my hammock. Okay, with that being said, here's the thing. Is this going to look like some commercial grade net that you go and buy? No, and I don't claim to be a net maker, because I'm not. But what it will do is it will serve its purpose. Okay, like I said, I'm not claiming I'm a net maker, and I'm not going to make this thing look like something you go buy at Walmart or Cabela's or anything else. It's not. But it don't need to be. Like I said, it don't need to be. It needs to work. In a real survival situation, things need to work. Cuteness doesn't matter. So let me get started on making this. Okay, now once you have it strung like this, I'm using heavier weight hemp, and everybody knows why, because it biodegrades. So that's why I like using it in my traps and everything like that. But this is also why I put those little grooves in here. I just use a simple slip knot. I mean, to me, I don't care about knots. If it works, it works, okay? I don't feel that you have to know 27 different types of knots. If you want to learn them, by all means, go ahead. But you don't have to. Because why? To me, if it ties and it does the job, who cares? Even when I did my traps, my spring poles and all that, I've seen other people on YouTube where they tell you, oh, I used overhand clove hitch or something like that. It's like, yeah, oh, it's easy to take down. Yes, it is. And there's nothing wrong with that if you want to take it down. But remember, like those, if you're out there trying to survive, you're gonna reset it just like you would your, you catch a fish when you're out fishing, and you're not taking the line off your rod and reel and running it. You're just going to take the fish off the hook, rebait it, and get it out there. Same principle. If it works, it works. No, you don't have to overthink them. Anyway, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a lighter weight, because I want to. You don't have to. You can use heavy, but I'm going to use a lighter one and run it down here to this one, and then back up. And I'll just follow that simple weave, and there you have your net. Now, I'll show you how to do that in just a second. Okay, now, after you weaved in your smaller or your other hemp twine or any other cordage, you can even use vines if you wanted to. If you're out there and you don't have any cordage, which you may or may not, paracord works, any cordage, like I said, even vines. Now once you weave this in, now like I said, this looks just like a because I like it to expand. That's why, you know, I allowed enough room for it to move. But I'm not a net maker. This does not look like a net you go buy at Cabela's or anything else, but this is effective. You can see this is tight, but loose enough to where, you know, it's going to give. So as I'm using it like this, for example, this was a creek or stream or whatever, there's a fish down there, I can get this underneath of him and pull it. But honestly, I would do it more like, I'm going to use my hammock here. If I build a wall to dam up the water, I'm going to use my hammock piece as a another stick, wedge this like that into the ground. That's why I left the bottoms. Now, I can sharpen those if I want, or point or taper them to give it easier to get in. And in the wild, I probably would. Then jam that in there like that. Now, as I'm back here chasing the fish, the water can still go. Tiny little fish that honestly I wouldn't want to mess with myself anyway, but I can catch larger fish. This is going to catch my larger fish to where I got something to eat. Now, somebody may say, yeah, I watched Naked and Afraid, and I watched Alone where these people catching little fish like this, and that's fine. My grandson's in it, okay. And it also catches my grandson. But it is, but here's the thing. They might say, you know, I watch Naked and Afraid and Alone, and they catch these little bitty fish like this. Well, you know, that's fine. That is, if you want to eat those. I personally wouldn't. I would rather use those for bait. But like Les Stroud said, sometimes what's bait in the morning is dinner in the evening. But yeah, it just shows with a little cordage, a little bit of time, and a wise stick, what you can do. And I'm gonna be honest with you else. Now take this stick. There's something else you could do with this if you don't have cordage, or you can't find any suitable vines or anything like that. If this was longer, and I did trim this down, so it was at one time a lot longer, but you could, about where I made this first little cut this off, or the other side, it don't really matter to whichever one, but then you have this design. You sharpen this point, down, this side down, what you have is called a gaffer hook, gaffer spear. What do you do with that is, you take it, and you can stand on the bank, so you want as long as possible, because fish can see. And then you hook them from back. Now remember, that may not be legal, and I'm not telling you to do something illegal. I'm just saying, as I guess he figures it needs something sprayed on it. But anyway, maybe he's putting fish scent. If it was fish scent, it would. That caught my grandson. But anyway, now that I'm not telling you to do anything illegal, but if it was a true survival thing and you're out in the middle of nowhere, and if you're out in the middle of nowhere and you got to eat, you know, Les Stroud said that too, where it may not be, you may do something illegal, but you would rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. So, yeah. If turkeys might not be in season, but if you can catch a turkey and to make you eat, you know, to where you can eat, then you do it. You just deal with the consequences after you're rescued, you know. So again, I'm not telling you to go out there and do something illegal. I would never do that. But in a real survival situation, hey, that may not be in season, or that might not be legal to use that type of pole or something, or whatever. Guess what? All day long, I know, like sturgeon, it's illegal to go after sturgeon. It is. But if I'm in a survival situation and somehow caught a sturgeon, hey, you know what? After I'm rescued, I'll tell the authorities, and I'll just deal with whatever consequences they give me. So, yeah. you just have to deal with, you know, be honest with the authorities and say, look, this is what happened. This is how I had to survive. Maybe you might not get anything out of it. You know, they may say, okay, hey, desperate situation, desperate time. Yeah, okay, fine. Just don't do that again. But again, this will work. And, you know, is it fancy? No, it's not. It's not meant to be. It's meant to work. So, again, hope you like my videos. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.